Let's face it, the lockdown has been horrible for businesses. Every day we hear of shops that are closing their doors permanently. You can't even remember the last time you spent actual cash. What's happening to businesses around the world? The lockdown may have you wondering, is there any good news for commerce? Besides manufacturers of sanitizers, masks, and wipes, who else is winning in this pandemic? Rest assured, there are some enterprises that have pivoted their way through this crisis to serve a very captive, very locked down market. Let's start with those that deal with one of my most basic needs. If you're gonna lock me away, you best make sure I'm well fed. 1. Grocery stores. I like to eat. My lockdown tip to keep peace in the household: always have on hand bacon, rashers if you're in the UK, coffee, and cookies. In a pinch, double the cookies. This is widely known as the food pyramid of confinement. Grocery stores are one of the few businesses allowed to remain open during the lockdown. Not only did they get to keep all their customers, but expanded their base by adding delivery and click and collect options. My grocery bill tripled during the lockdown. That's okay, I just shifted my budget away from gas, makeup, and the salon. At the grocery store, there was a run on certain items that will surprise you. Number 2, flour, yeast, sugar. Flour, yeast, and sugar sales sold out in many places. I want to know who's responsible for buying up the flour, yeast, and sugar. I want to know mostly because I want to be invited to their house for brunch. Sales of these staples have skyrocketed to the point of shortage in many areas. No one can fully explain the psychology of baking bread to keep us safe during a pandemic, but I can't explain the toilet paper shortage either. Manufacturers of baking staples have seen sales 200% higher than during peak holiday baking season. I don't mind so long as there's still gingerbread for me when December rolls around. Talking to you, Granny. Another food-related industry that saw a boost. Number 3A, food delivery. Did I mention that I like to eat? While Uber ridership has fizzled, the Uber Eats division is making up for the difference. I'm sure there's no shortage of food delivery apps in your area. No longer are my options limited to pizza or Chinese. Since the lockdown, I've traveled the world with my palette and my Amex. Sushi, bulgogi, beef bourguignon, linguine frutti di mare aglio olio, jerk chicken, and wine. All delivered to the comfort of my home. Never before have my takeout or delivery options been better. The lockdown is an introverted foodie's dream come true. I do feel bad about the takeout containers, but I'm also not flying. Does that cancel out my carbon footprint? I know we covered food delivery, but I think meal prep boxes deserve a sub-mention of their own. So, number 3B, meal prep boxes. Like everyone on Facebook, Insta, you're bombarded with meal prep box offers. Grocery stores are great, but my foggy brain cells find it too difficult to answer the age-long question, what's for dinner? Ergo, the meal prep box. My personal experience was delicious, and I even replicated some of the recipes without the box. Thanks, grocery store. Yes, you still have to cook and clean, but there's no shopping and very little chopping, a bonus when it comes to diced onions. Many families and hungry singles are finding the meal prep boxes a huge convenience, and these services are doing a booming business. After all that eating, well, this industry is no surprise. Number 4, online fitness. This is not an excuse, and the gyms are actually closed, so it's not like I didn't want to run an hour on the treadmill followed by a 45-minute Zumba class. In spite of the number of times I lifted the remote or ran to the door for my package or packages, let's say I've become one with the couch. Like many COVID couch potatoes, I'm looking at virtual fitness apps or online classes. Whatever the speed, from easy yoga stretches to heart-racing HIIT, high-intensity interval training, many yogis and trainers are adapting to this new way of training clients and kicking their butts during a lockdown. Instructors can correct form and hear how hard clients are breathing and remind them to sip some water. Once gyms are open, many clients say they'll continue the online workouts as it's quick and convenient, but it leaves with more couch time. While sweating to the oldies work your body, some people like to give their brains a workout. Number 5, online learning. Comment ça va? Let's knit a scarf. There's a dark side of the population during this lockdown that refuse to simply sit on the couch and watch telly. These industrious, eager beavers are using their downtime to improve themselves. Jeez, come on, really? Along with fitness classes, they're probably learning how to speak Italian while crocheting a new cozy for their iPad. They may have homemade socks or loaves of bread from scratch or now speak fluent Spanish, but can they discuss Tiger King in depth? Probably not. Speaking of working, networking, meetings, or just video conferencing, there's an app for that. Number 6, Zoom. Like many people, I hadn't heard of Zoom before the lockdown. Skype and FaceTime were always my go-to. Sure, there were webinars, etc., but now with Zoom, we get to be the star of our network show with an audience of 4. Get me in some respectable loungewear and I can conquer the virtual business world. Or just play trivia with friends. The great thing about Zoom is you can wear, or not wear, whatever you want on the bottom. Number 7. Trackies, joggers, yoga pants, loungers, whatever you call your favorite comfy bottoms, chances are you're rocking them in different colors by now. Athleisure, yes, that's a mashed up term of athletic leisure, company Lululemon's stock is at an all-time high due to the lockdown and customers working from home. Perfect for when your high school volleyball t-shirt just won't cut it for your Zoom meeting. If working from home is making the walls close in, then here's an idea. Number 8, outdoor sports. Get out of here. I mean it, get outside. When we're tired of being cooped up like pigeons in a, well, coop, it's time to get some sunshine and fresh air. Hiking gear, kayaks, water bottles are a few of the outdoor items being sold at record levels. Being outdoors with tons of open space makes social distancing much easier and safer. If you haven't tried a stand-up paddleboard, you're missing out. Whether bike helmets, canoes, or backpacks, companies like REI are racking up the sales. While discussing outdoor activities, here's my favorite, number 9, patios. As we open up slightly, like nudging the COVID door ajar, we can now frequent patios. No matter what you eat or drink, it tastes better outside on a sunny patio, wearing proper SPF, of course. Governments are supporting restaurants by relaxing and easing the rules around patios to make up for the closure of inside dining rooms. Sure, you can have your own beer and chips at home and it's good, but on a patio, it's 1,000 times better. Your server may wear a mask and you may have to sanitize your hands, but it's roomy and you don't have to put away your dishes. Maybe it's the bossy pants in me, but I love asking for what I want and getting it served with a smile. I'm guessing there's a smile behind the mask. We can't talk about businesses that are thriving during the lockdown without talking about Amazon. Number 10, Amazon, the smorgasbord to your shopping appetite. Don't lie, the bell rings and you race your pet dog Rufus to the door. Both of you pant, hop up and down, happily greeting the courier/mail carrier. It's been a long 2-day wait for your keyboard vacuum. Desperately important, especially since the last Grubhub delivery. Amazon is so busy, they have trouble hiring workers and drivers to magically deliver all these orders. I would apply for the job, but I can't, because, well, I want to be home for my packages. One-click shop plus Prime membership equals 1 maxed out credit card. Hopefully, we will all get back to the business of, well, business. I miss the bustle of malls. Think food court and IMAX 3D. I think when we reopen and the COVID dust settles, things will look quite different. For example, several clothing brands have already disappeared. Maybe they weren't enough people's favorite, hence the demise. Interesting thought. Remember when suitcases didn't have wheels on them? Bellhops helped carry luggage to the rooms at hotels. With the creation of wheeled luggage, those jobs were wiped out. On the plus side, my 87-year-old granny can handle her own luggage when she goes cruising. Amazing, no? I like to think those jobs that disappeared turned into other jobs like concierge, tour guide, or service staff for the hotels. Is it the same for the businesses that are closing? Are new opportunities springing up for others? Are brick-and-mortar stores disappearing like the Blockbusters of yesterday? What do you think? Comment below and don't forget to subscribe with those notifications turned on to be the first to know the latest craziness hitting the interwebs. Until then, thanks for watching.